Tradies, how to check your numbers. I think you should check in with your money, with your numbers, at least once a month. Remember, you're no longer just a tradie, now you run a business, your job's different, right? And in particular, your job is to make sure your business runs profitably, always, and an important part of that is this kind of regular check-in to make sure that that's the case, that all your numbers are running okay. Now don't scoff and say, no shit, John. We know that. Lots of people don't do this very well, right? Lots of people kind of hide from it, put their head in the sand like an ostrich and focus on other stuff. That won't serve you anymore. If you want to build a successful building business or trade business, you need to be across this stuff. So don't ignore it. Don't put your head down. Make sure you do it. And I'm going to explain a simple money check-in process for you, right? The things you need to look at in your accounting system to satisfy yourself that your business is okay. The goal should be, of course, to trade profitably every single month. And this is a quick way to check that. I do understand that for some of you, particularly larger project trades, sometimes your costs and your revenue will be misaligned, right? You might buy stuff in 1 month and not be able to invoice for it until the next month. So for you guys, we smooth it out, but the process remains the same. Now I find myself doing this with a new client to try and understand what's going on. And I like to do it with my clients every month until they've got it like bedded in as an internal process and they can just tell me everything's fine. I'll do it with them. Once they've got the processes in-house, that's fine, it's up to them. Now I do it to check their basic financial health because I care, because I think that's my job, is to help them make sure they become financially healthy and stay financially healthy. I'm their business coach after all. I also do it because I want to make sure they're doing the work. I want to make sure that the work they're doing as a result of working with me is having an effect, right? Most of the stuff we're going to do is going to show up in the numbers. Most of the stuff we're going to do is about increasing revenue or profitability or profit in general. So of course we look at the numbers. I should clarify that I usually do it with them when I'm doing this. We do it together. We'll share a screen on Zoom and look in their profit and loss reports and their dashboards of their accounting system. Now I'm going to take you through now the process we go through together. I'm going to take you through this process because I kind of want to sell it to you. I want to persuade you that you should do it too. It's pretty simple and it's a very useful part of helping you make sure you run a profitable business and you don't let problems kind of, build up on you and cause you problems later down the track. So the first thing you do, log into your accounting system. You can bookmark it. You can put your password in a password keeper like LastPass. So it's a nice, easy process for you. Jump into your Xero or your MYOB or your QuickBooks. They're all the same. I'm going to talk about Xero because that's the one I'm most familiar with, but all three do the same stuff. You'll land on a dashboard, or there'll be a dashboard somewhere. In Xero, it shows you your bank accounts, and you should attach all of the bank accounts that relate to your company. If you're following Profit First, for example, you might have several, you might have 5 or 6. So have them all in there. You can see the balances in them all. You can see whether they've been reconciled, right? If the balance in Xero and the balance in the statement is close, it's close enough. We're hoping to see that you've got some money, that you've got a positive amount in your bank account, aren't we? We're hoping to see you've got some money. Put all your business bank accounts there. You can put your ATO account there as well, your tax office account there, and see how much you owe the tax office or not. Okay, so they're useful. That's your cash position. You can also look over at your accounts receivable and accounts payable. What accounts probably. Okay, Xero calls them money you're owed and bills you need to pay, I think. Right, you want to see what you're owed, what invoices you've raised that haven't yet been paid, and what bills have come in that you haven't yet paid. Right, hopefully what you're owed is more than what you owe, and there's money in there to pay the wages with and everything as well. So you've satisfied yourself perhaps that the cash position and the owed and owing. We'll head on over to the profit and loss report. Now I like to look at this month and a few other months, 4 or 5 months in the past, just so I can check trends and what's changing. Let's go back to after the accounts receivable and accounts payable part. Let's assume you raise invoices kind of more or less as you're going along, and you don't save them up and then get to, I don't know, the end of the month or something and go, oh, I've got loads of invoicing to do. People say that to me a lot, right? Let's assume you've done all your invoicing, it's all up to date. Then you can see how much you owed and how much you owe. Hopefully all your bills are in Xero as well, or in your accounting system as well. So it's giving you a current true position. If it's not, do that first. Your data should be up to date, then it's most useful to you, right? Next, I like to look at the profit and loss report and see how the month went and compare it to last month and maybe a few months before. You can pull that report. I want to see how revenue is. I want you to see if you've invoiced what you might consider enough, and I want you to consider whether your revenue is growing. Sometimes it's good to do this before the end of the month and again after the end of the month, so that if you're coming to the end of the month it's lower than you thought, maybe you can scramble together some more invoices to raise. But otherwise we're looking just after the end of the month to see how well last month went. So you want to see what revenue was like, you want to see what your gross profit was like and what that is as a percentage of your revenue. You want your accounts set up so that labour and materials and things like rubbish fees and stuff and tipping and home warranty insurance if you're a builder are in cost of sales, so you can track that gross margin percentage as you put it in your quotes and see if your gross profit is on track. I also want you to see your net profit margin. It should be around 10% of your revenue. If you're smoothing it, and that's fine. But you want it to be around 10%. So we're 30 to 40% gross profit margin target for trades, 20 to 30 for builders, and a 10% net profit margin for both types of trade. And if you're not in the benchmarks, something's wrong and you need to go and investigate. If you are in the benchmarks, you're feeling quite comfortable, you're in the benchmarks, everything's fine, money's fine, you can not worry, you've satisfied yourself, things are open, and you can move on. And if they're not within the benchmarks, you want to go and find out why. Maybe there was no work to do. Maybe you guys were all on holiday all at once and there was nobody to do any of the work. I don't know, there could be any number of reasons. You need to find out what they are. If profitability is not what you hoped, could it be some of these things, right? You could have had a one-off expense. You might not be worried about that. You could be undercharging or discounting. You would worry about that. Your team could be slow or inefficient or poorly organised. You'd want to fix that, wouldn't you? You could be scheduling badly. You could be failing to allow for travel properly, but still paying people for it, or for your time, project management time. And that's just a little selection, right? If your margins aren't right, they're not in the benchmark, particularly if they're too low, you have a problem, you should go and fix it before it accumulates and causes you serious problems. Stay on top of this. This is your job now. You're a business owner. You're no longer just a tradie. This is where your time and attention needs to go. I can help you. Of course I can help you. If you want me to help you, let me know. Come and find me. Now my clients record all this in our big numbers tracker. It's a dashboarding tool. It's a spreadsheet with a number of tabs and it helps you track all these numbers. You can buy it for $39 if you want. So if you want help with that, go and buy it. It's $39. There's a link just below. If you want to talk to me about some business coaching to help you focus on this stuff, let me know as well. See ya.